2, 1.
MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, custom gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. And crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. MMC is back. MNC is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.
Megaton!
Welcome to the MNC show, and we are live.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining us. It is going to be a fun show. Thanks for kicking out wide with Mooch and Crap and Sully. Sully. Yeah, it's always very much appreciated.
The Megaton was in there. I don't know why that was there. I took it off, but I don't know. Sorry.
Can't get enough of those Megatons.
Yeah, so, it's always good to just kind of kick off the show. We're a little bit late, but we all kind of came to the agreement that we were probably going to start doing the show a little bit later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of when we actually start the show, just because, work and things like that. So, and people seem to kind of join in a little bit later, so we thought it was maybe a little bit kind of prudent to maybe do it that way. Don't you agree, Mooch?
Absolutely. I mean, let's
maybe
be honest,
start around
first of all,
11:20, 11:30, something around
right.
there.
The mornings are great crap, but the point of the matter really comes down to the West Coast doesn't kind of like 11 o'clock. It's 8 a.m. and it's Sunday. So people kind of get up at their own pace to kind of make their coffee, make their way over to their TV or monitors or their cell phones, etc. So really, it doesn't kick off till about 12 o'clock Eastern time, the show anyway. So starting between 11:30, 11:45, it kind of makes sense,
Yeah, absolutely. So that's exactly what I was saying. So if you guys join in, please hit the like button, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. That would mean a lot to us, obviously. We're out here having a good time talking gaming and all that stuff. I'm hoping this week we get a lot of Cool's gaming announcements and stuff, Mooch, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
And, honestly, we haven't really been hearing a ton of stuff. I mean, we're getting a little bit of stuff, but it hasn't been like this amazing, just unbelievable amount of information that we usually get at this
particular
time of year. You know what I mean? Usually we get a lot of really, really good stuff. We're getting gaming stuff, but not as much as like the leaks and some of these things that we're prone to get around this particular time of year. So I'm hoping that we get that, because believe it or not, we're only 3 months away from E3, or Microsoft owns. Basically, they have the stage themselves. But it's gonna be fun to see how that kind of plays out. And I know like it's all eyes on Microsoft this year, right? Like I don't think, no matter who you are, man, they got to show something, right?
They got to show something crap. But, the one thing is normally I would say that I'm excited and give me some more rumors because, especially for podcast talk shows, you want to have something to kind of go through and discuss, break down. But on the other hand, crap, some of these things we've heard in the past 4 to 6 weeks have been so radical or so wild. Like Sony acquiring Take-Two and Microsoft, Xbox Live and Game Pass are going to be on the Switch tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's like, we got to calm down, because then what happens is, and it's not just, a lot of people are like, you podcasters, how dare you discuss this? It's like, listen, it's not about us. You got to look at the media. Like when that Take-Two thing broke with Sony, forget the podcasters and YouTubers you guys all love and adore. The media ran with it, and listen, I'm not blaming the media. Like that's in part, if there's a juicy nugget to run with, I kind of get it. You think that would be more the TMZ version of media, but nonetheless, it's media nonetheless. So what I'm saying to you is that, like, I don't mind a rumor like, hey, guess what, crap? There's something going on where it's a reasonable source. Okay, that's the other thing. There's no sources. A reasonable source that comes out and says Microsoft is acquiring X company or Sony's going to acquire Y company. That's fine, and then we can discuss and break it down. But when it's so radical, like, oh, from now on, every GTA is going to be on Sony, and from now on, Microsoft's going to be available on everything. And it's like, we know that possibly these things are going to happen, especially to Microsoft putting their software in many different places at once. But realistically, crap, we knew that the whole Nintendo Switch thing probably was going to happen overnight, and everybody was kind of reacting to it. It turned the snowball into an avalanche. Too much, too quick. So
yeah, you know what happens, and I do this too, right? Like, but this is the kind of thing that we do. We do YouTube and we do gaming YouTube. So, we're supposed to give hot takes and
that's
things
right.
like that. And they're like, from what I've learned about YouTubers is there's different types of YouTubers. There's the YouTubers that really stick on brand. That'll just they'll back every play that their particular favorite makes. That's not really us. You know what I mean? We're more the ones that we have our concerns sometimes. But if we're happy with something, we'll be the first to go out there and go, hey man, this was awesome. They did a really good job.
I feel like that's extremely true. I really do. I think we call out Microsoft plenty of times. I mean, I understand. Don't get me wrong. We say this all the time. We're still Xbox fans. I prefer Xbox's platform.
Yeah.
I don't hide that at all. You don't either. But at the same time, there's certain things that Xbox does that makes you scratch your head and you say, why do you do it like that? Or, they have these Xbox ambassadors out there and some great people that work for that. Get other people involved. Get other people that enjoy the brand involved. It doesn't have to be myself. I'm volunteering myself, but I don't care if they pick me or not. It doesn't matter. Get people that want to contribute to Xbox and care about the brand and get a consensus from those folks. You have those programs like the MVPs and the ambassadors. Utilize those folks, ask them, say, this is the thought process of us going forward. Do any of these hold any water? Do you think this will work? And get a consensus from the, put your ear to the ground. Listen to what's going on. I don't think Xbox does that all the time. And I know they're such a big company, but crap, nowadays with social media, it's hard to hide behind. We're a big company. We can't keep our ear to the ground. You really can. You actually have a department that only focuses what's going on Twitter, right? Facebook, etc. So these companies have their ear to the ground daily. So I don't really hold that stuff. They're too big to listen to. That's not true. So get a consensus, and I would do not only where technology is bringing you, but maybe where the consumer would like to be, kind of steered towards.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny because we were joking around before the show started that what would I do if I were in charge of Xbox?
Yes.
And honestly, my idea wasn't that much different than what's going on now, right? Like, I would still do the streaming stuff. Like I was saying earlier, I was like, yeah, I would still do streaming. I would absolutely never mention PlayStation or Nintendo. The games would never be on PlayStation or Nintendo. I would cut out Play Anywhere. I would not put Halo Gears and Forza on PC. I would also, if you really want to cater to PC as well, maybe give them some kind of multiplayer Halo game for them only.
Well, crap, do you mind? Now, what I'd like to do is, I like your points, but let me interject on each one of them because I think that they're good talking points. I think you've got some strong points. Now, for example, you said Halo Gears and Forza not on PC. I agree with you, but at the same time, I would say not yet. Not day and date. I don't mind if Halo, Forza, and Gears goes to the PC 6 months after it comes out. What I'm saying, and I've been saying this all week long, and hear me out, folks. This is not like, Mooch just wants Xbox to. No. Hear me out. I think that they can do the plan that they have, but they can double dip like Sony's going to double dip and Nintendo double dips. What you do is you go ahead and you allow your console to get it first. Or if you want, do console and Game Pass. Absolutely, do Game Pass, right? That's your brand. That's your ticket. And crap, listen, they count that as a user. It's a user base once you're on there and you're using the game. So that's fine. Put that in there for the $10 a month. That's okay. But leave it off of things like Steam, PC, or anywhere else Xbox Live and Game Pass may end up later on. Those devices have to wait 3 months, 6 months, 12. That's not for me to decide. But what you do is you allow the box to have some relevance, right? You can actually buy the box, you use the box. Those people that purchased a $500 box feel like they did something worthy with their money. And then guess what? People like myself that have redundant, you have a PC also, or you have another means of playing these games, cool. In 3 months, 6 months, 12, whatever they decide, then I get to play it on my PC. When they go ahead and put everything everywhere day one, this is your argument, it loses a little bit of panache for folks that are going out and buying a dedicated maybe PC,
yeah,
or a dedicated Xbox.
I would make Xbox great again, because I would make
I'd
the
buy a
owners
hat.
feel, I would make Xbox owners feel like they're the life of the party, but also expanding to the quote unquote future by streaming and offering those things. And look, PC, they could get their own things too, right? Gears Tactics and Age of Empires and all that kind of stuff, right? They would still get that. I'd keep that stuff on PC, because let's be honest, nobody on Xbox really cares about that. When I say nobody, obviously, if somebody go, but crap, I care about it, don't speak for me. Okay, well, asshole, I'm not speaking for you. I'm saying in general, the masses obviously don't care for that on Xbox, right? Like, that's just a fact. Look at Halo, where these games sell like piss on the Xbox. People don't want to play it. I take keyboard and mouse off there. I take crossplay anywhere, because crossplay, all that does is hurt the brand, hurt the platform. You're playing against people that are cheating. You're playing against people that are hacking with aimbots and all kinds of crap. Screw crossplay, right? No more of that crap. I would make Xbox great again. I'd make everybody that has an Xbox feel like they're king or queen, and it'd be like the main focus. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
sure.
Crap, would you agree though?
You could still talk about the other stuff, but the focus would be Xbox.
I think here's the thing, and I like your campaign. I like what you're running on. But
Vote for me, folks.
Vote for Crapgamer, folks.
Yes.
I like that. I got to be honest with you. My only thing is this. Here's where I think it's at, and I think people forget about this. I think Xbox is waving the white flag, saying we give up on hardware, Crap. And Crap, listen, let's break it down. Even if we made the changes that you said, okay, I think it's almost too little too late to win any kind of hardware race or be competitive. What they're saying is we want to be competitive. How do we do that? They're going to be competitive solely, on the software side. You said it yourself. They have an Xbox One X right now, most powerful console. They've had certain games come out. Yes, they're mediocre. They're not doing great. I get it. I'm enjoying the hell out of Crackdown 3, but I can't tell anybody Crackdown 3 is a 90 meta. Okay, it's not. They're basically saying, listen, we went out, we acquired these teams. They're going to put out games. We are standing behind Game Pass, and we are standing behind our first-party studios on multiple devices. Even jumping forward and looking at a crystal ball, Crap, there's no way, even with Anaconda being more powerful than the PS5, you said it yourself, they're not going to win in markets like Europe, Asia, okay, South America. They're not. I don't even know. It's questionable in North America if they'd win. If we're going to retally starting in September or November of 2020, I don't think they're going to win North America, their home turf. So realistically, making Xbox great again, I think this is and I've said this, but no one's connecting the dots. This was a crucial generation to lose, Crap, because with PS5 having the 100 million, again, when people have 50, 30, 200, 500 games on their PS4, they're automatically going to buy a PS5 for two reasons. You said it yourself. They're going to put their first-party games day and date. Got to have a PS5. Also, I have 100 PS4 games. Okay? Third-party, multi-plat, and first-party. They got to come with me. I'm not going to rebuy them on the Anaconda or Xbox system. So I'm buying a PS5 for that reason. This was a crucial. If you go back and watch a lot of the historians that talk about the different world wars and things like that, they'll say to you, this particular battle was more important than the other three. Because they'll say, hey, so-and-so country lost these three battles. They're like, yeah, they did. But this one that came up in June of whatever, this was a crucial battle. This was a crucial battle of generations, Crap. And Xbox lost this one by a landslide. And the problem was, this is the first time we're going to go from one generation to the next. And you can't say it's a stopgap. It's a continuation at best. You're moving everything forward. And that's the problem. That's why Xbox is like, wait a minute. We're losing 2-1 right now in hardware. We can't catch up. Everyone that has one of the PS4s is buying a PS5. So we're going to be 2-1 behind at the get-go. How do we do this? We move the only thing that we can sell that makes us more money, software, onto everything. That's our new attack strategy. Crap, it's really that plain and simple. So even if we go back to your campaign, okay, Trail, I like what you're saying, and I'm not saying it wouldn't help in categories, but I got news for you, and I think you know this because you're a numbers guy too. They would never catch up to Sony at this point. It was a crucial generation to lose.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because I think Xbox does have a lot towards like the hardcore. A lot of hardcore gamers like Xbox. The problem is, and I've kind of beat this horse a little bit in terms of saying this a lot. I really feel like Microsoft has sort of lost their identity a bit, right?
A little bit.
Because yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't think people will argue. I know everybody doom and gloom. No, I mean, this is what we talk about. We talk about this stuff where, you know, like if compares to sports, right? So sports, like our teams play, and then what happens Monday? There's talk shows about that, right? Where they second guess everything. That's not any different than what we're doing. They still love the product or they love the team or whatever. That's just, you know, the name of the game. So for me personally, I just feel like the original Xbox really drew in that hardcore, right? It only sold what, 25 million, but man, those were 25 million hardcore gamers. The 360, man, they upped the ante. Hardcore again. They're showing off Gears of War. Are you kidding me? That's as hardcore as it gets.
Yeah.
That game is amazing. You know, really coming to your prime there because you had Halo 3, Gears of War, so many amazing games. The BioShock 1 was an exclusive for a year. You had Mass Effect, it was exclusive. Mass Effect 2 was exclusive for a year. They really were on top of the ball with what they were offering gamers. Unprecedented. And that online service, wow, was just so much better than the competition.
Yep.
Then you jump to the Xbox One, and, you know, it started off really good. Like, I like the games. That was the most important thing for me. And the first year,
I agree.
When you get Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 2, Forza Motorsport 5, Dead Rising 3, Rise Son of Rome, you know, you're getting some fantastic games there. That first year was amazing. And then, like, into year 2 somewhere, things started to really kind of fall off, and you can sort of see that things were changing a little bit. Sony always comes around by year 3, and they did again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they did a good job with that, and people went out and bought. Look, we knew hardcore Xbox fans that were like, all right, well, I finally gave in. How many people did we know say that, Mooch? I finally gave in and bought a PlayStation, right? Like, tons of people did that. Finally gave in, bought a PlayStation. I get it, you know?
You know, it's funny, you didn't see the other way around a lot. That was the thing, crap. I saw a lot of hardcore Xbox guys say they're gonna, you know, I'm not gonna. Then they finally settle and they buy a PS4 and they're enjoying the games. I have very few of my PS4 friends that I know that have said, "Oh, you know what? I guess I'll go buy an Xbox One." And here's the thing: the reason that they don't is, you know, part is maybe them holding allegiance to their preferred brand, which again, I say that's fine. Yeah. Number 2, Xbox they said if I want to play Xbox games, you know, I'll play it either on PC or an alternative device down the road, which, you know, apparently you shrug your shoulders, you go, you can't argue with them there either. That's what Xbox is asking you to do. So, I mean, realistically speaking, it's, and don't get me wrong, I know all the people that do, you know, other shows, they say, listen, guys, that's fine. That's how Microsoft wants to make their money. I don't argue that with you. I'm not arguing with you that at all. Software definitely makes more than hardware. And if that's their strategy, again, I got to go back, crap, and I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but it's what I just said. They know they can't win. They know they can't win that space anymore as far as hardware. So now that they're like, well, hey, now we don't have to win that. We don't have to. We can win yearly or monthly users, and we can win software everywhere because when they click on it, I get paid. And ultimately, I said this before, crap, and I know you're holding out for it, but Sony and Nintendo, it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sure that they're gonna stream, like they're gonna stream, but they're not gonna sit there and talk up.
No, they might not talk it up.
They're not gonna talk it up as being the main thing that they're gonna be doing, and they're also not gonna be talking up but like Sony's not gonna be talking about Xbox and putting their service on Xbox or Nintendo. Nintendo's not gonna be talking about putting their service on PlayStation or Xbox.
I don't see
that.
that.
Yeah, so I think that's like the main difference is like still here's my point, right? Because people go, well, what's it matter? You're still gonna be able to play your games. This is true. The bottom line is though, you're gonna be having less and less competition. Plus, the more different areas and types of you know, versions of these games you have to put out, the less they can actually focus on making the Xbox version great. You know, like to me, we're seeing some interesting stuff, but Mooch, isn't it not a bit of a slap in the face that we're Xbox fans? We're the only ones paying Xbox Live $60 a year, right?
Yeah,
making them $3 billion annually, and yet the Master Chief Collection, the PC gets reached first. We have to pay for the campaign again, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, that's a little bit of a slap in the face, and you know, I'm not really enjoying that aspect of it since we work so hard. Not only that, but the last few Phil interviews, were PC Magazine interviews,
Yes.
right? Like PC Mag or whatever. And the Coalition and 343 did a few different ones, but they were quick to make sure to let everybody know that the PC version is the one they're focusing on.
Well,
and I don't know. Like, to me, that just
Xbox said on Crossfire this past Friday, and I think others have said it too in the past few weeks. It's interesting, and I know this isn't going to happen. Crap, this is not going to happen. But if Microsoft really wants to go the path they're going right now and play your games anywhere, and their new fight is not on hardware space, it's in the software space, which that's as clear as day.
Yeah.
Realistically, and I know this will never happen, folks, so I'm just saying, but I would take them so much more seriously, stand up and applaud and say, wow, this is really going all in on the software front, is if they got rid of the paywall for Xbox Live Gold. Now, crap, it's a $3 billion a year business. Not happening. They're not getting rid of that kind of revenue.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you,
I don't see how they could, to be honest with you, especially.
But it's the only thing that fits their model, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. Is if they would drop that, because then it's truly Xbox's PC and PC is Xbox. Because, it's funny, crap, and I still play on my Xbox all the time. But realistically speaking, it is intriguing, crap. It is intriguing. Take a game like Crackdown 3, okay? Maybe nothing like a Gears 5. That would require a different type of graphics card. But a Crackdown 3, if me and you just said, hey, Mooch, let's play some Crackdown 3 co-op. I say, okay, let's play. And you hopped on your rig, I hopped on mine. We're not paying to play together. And that's the one thing. If you're going to tie these two things together and say, hey, we're Xbox, we're Microsoft, and guess what? This is the way we're going to go. This is the way I see things. Then guess what? That's fine. But you have to remove that paywall so that you make it equal on both sides. And, shout out to S.I. Goldstein. He says, I miss old Mooch and Crap. Goldstein, it's not old Mooch and Crap. Here's the problem, buddy. And everyone will tell you in the chat, the gaming industry has changed. There's no more old Microsoft and Sony either. There's no old Xbox and old Sony, PlayStation. Everything's changed. So it's not old Moochie Crap or old Xbox, old Sony.
Listen,
they're different now.
Here, I was telling Mooch off air. Well, like yesterday, I went to Dave and Buster's, and they have that Halo game there, right? And it's like, I know it's kind of a joke that we ran. Remember, Mooch, we did the thing where it's like exclusive to Dave and Buster. We did that bit, remember?
Yeah.
But it's just weird. They have a Halo game. The last few exclusives that were announced were PC exclusives. Minecraft Dungeons, like this. I don't understand how this doesn't bother more people. Every single person, and again, I say this again, and no harm on any particular person or bad intentions towards any particular YouTuber, but there is not a damn YouTuber out there, Xbox YouTuber, or in general, even the haters all said Xbox needs exclusives, right? And we can sit there and pussyfoot around and say, well, never really had exclusives because they're on console exclusive then, right? Excuse me. But they still needed them. And when they come out and announced all these studios last year, that's why I got excited. That's why everybody got excited, because we thought we were getting exclusives, right? Yeah. Not multiplats. What the hell good? You know what I mean? Like competition. Like here's the thing. I always strive, right? And I always say this, Mooch, I get not everybody lives in America and all this kind of stuff, and that's fine. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying the show, because we find this show is a lot of fun. We can speak our mind. And it's just good for me and Mooch to sometimes back and knock ideas off each other.
Absolutely.
But for me, you take away that competition where Microsoft isn't in competition with Sony, and don't kid yourself, they are in competition with Sony. That's why they're trying to release a box before the PlayStation 5. And the only reason why you do that really is just because you're trying to knock Sony off a perch. So, if there's not that competition, Mooch, don't you think that's worse for us as gamers, and everybody should strive to want Microsoft to want to compete? Because didn't you think they got these studios because they got tired of getting slapped around by these great exclusives by the other console makers?
That was the intent at first when I saw them. Absolutely, I thought they would just grab those other companies and those other developers to go. Hey, that's why I do think they're in competition with Sony. I know I understand they're not in competition with Sony on a global market or a Fortune 500 magazine. I get that they're in competition with Google and Apple, etc., Amazon. But realistically speaking, Xbox itself is head to head with Sony, even if they don't see it that way. The other thing is, I think you could really peel the onion back on one of the comments you made, Crap, with, if they don't see Sony as a competitor, then my question is okay, they don't see them as a competitor. Where's the quality? we've had an issue this generation.
Where's the
with
innovation,
Xbox games, right? Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
People are like, Mooch, just wait and see. Well, okay, I've been waiting, and I'm waiting to see, but I'm concerned because Microsoft gives the developers such freedom that they don't institute certain quality in the game. Now, what we're doing is we're resting on the laurels of all of the people they've picked up. We're like, well, look at everybody. The initiative is just stellar. Well, let's hope without having a quality system in place that they put out a game that's to what we all want, right? And I mean, that's what we've seen when they acquired Undead Labs and we got State of Decay 2. And then they let people like Sumo Digital kind of have their run at whatever, and they came in last minute to help and whatever on Crackdown 3, and you got that. Those are the things. There's no quality. There's no gold standard. And that's the part that kind of gets me a little bit weary. Now, if we see that they do institute a standard with these new developers, these new teams, well, we're going to find out in the short future. But realistically speaking, that's where you go, well, Mooch, just wait for the games. I'm waiting for the games, but I'm not totally convinced on Xbox leadership. I think they have a hands-off approach, and that hands-off approach, Sony has a hands-on approach. I mean, man, they are in the weeds, obvious. Right? Yeah. They're there. So, I mean, look at Days Gone crap. They said Days Gone wasn't going to be very good a year ago. You know what they said?
Hey, you know what?
They went back and they said, we're going to work on it some more.
I believe it or not, thought it, and it didn't look good over. I know you probably thought like it didn't look very good. Now I think it looks really good, and I got to get my fix of collector's edition shit, Mooch.
I don't blame you.
That's just the truth of the matter. I've got to get my fix of collector's edition stuff, and that's how I'm going to be able to do it. Sony's the only one. Look, it's easy to tell that Microsoft is the one that really wants to push this digital only, right? And they also want to push streaming more than anybody else right now, right? Like, if you don't see that, then I just would implore you guys to open your eyes. And if you're cool with that, then that's cool, because it does look like that's the way it's going to go.
Well,
but if you just look at this, like, people go options, and Mooch, don't you agree that, anyway, maybe you'll agree with my opinion on this. Don't you agree that we get these options just to kind of wean us off of the old thing and onto the new thing, right? So right now we might get an option for a discless console, right? Because they want to wean us off the disc completely eventually, right? Like, don't you think that's possibly a thing?
Yeah, I see. Well, remember what we called the Xbox Maverick? That's supposed to be the discless Xbox. We call that the Trojan horse crap.
Yeah,
it's to try things out and see if the public is okay with it. I'm going to say Seth Brogg in the chat. He says, "I love Moochie crap," and all I'm saying. And all I'm saying is the negativity is a bummer. Constantly second guessing and making fun of the strategy week after week. But here's my thing, though, Seth. Seth, it's not. Well, I can only speak for myself. I won't speak for crap. I don't put words in anyone's mouth. But it's not negativity at all. The thing about it is I mean, we have to look at both sides of the coin, right? So the one side is very clear. This is the strategy Microsoft's going with, Seth. You can see that. You can see what they're saying. They've come out with presser after presser, inside Xbox after inside Xbox. They've put what they're doing out there. What we're doing is taking a look at the other side of the coin. I mean, we can't just sit there and go, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. You're going to love it, Seth. Seth, you're going to love it. Seth, have I mentioned you're going to love it? You will love it. Like, you can't do that week in and week out. You have to look at the pros and the cons. And you also have to dive into, why did they make this change? Part of it's because technology's taken us that way. And the other part of it, in my opinion, is because they had to.
Yeah.
Because they were losing. So they have to do something radical. They have to do something radical. I'm telling you guys this. That's just the way it is with any business around the world. When you're getting absolutely beat, 2-1, what do you do moving into next generation, where next generation is moving forward with you? You have to do something radical. And their radical change was, let's put our games everywhere. After all, we want them to play our games anyway. That's all we really care about. The whole intent of getting the box in the house was to play the games. Yep. So what they did was they said, well, what we'll do, crap, is we'll ignore the box and put the games everywhere.
Yeah, and the thing is,
that's the strategy in a nutshell. I mean, it's a little. I'm sure there was a 1,000-page document that went on around Microsoft crap, but in a nutshell, that's what it was. We're not going to win hardware. We got to go after software. Period.
Yeah. And the thing is you see a lot of people echo what Phil Spencer says when he goes, well, we don't make anything off the hardware, which is true, but neither does Sony. But don't you think if you had sold 100 million Xbox Ones, you'd be making a lot more money off the software too?
Yeah.
Does that not make sense?
Yeah.
He totally dismisses it like, oh, it doesn't matter at all. Like Sony hasn't been making buku bucks off of the PS4 hardware because they can make so much money off the software. Look at the differential between the software sales on PS4 and Xbox One, right? I think there's something like a 10 game attach rate on the PS4. That's incredible to me. Right?
It is.
Because if you look at what PlayStation's done in the past, they've always had problems with attach rate. So Phil Spencer is wrong, right? And I hate to say that to sound like a dick because, obviously he's an intelligent guy, educated guy, but he's dead wrong. He is dead wrong. If he had an attach rate of 10 games on the Xbox One and 100 million of those consoles out there, he would be singing a different tune.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
somebody lost that race.
Yes. And they were so desperate. Look, Rand Outdoors said, so many people said it, right? Microsoft is, they gave up on the generation. Now, I got this DM the other day, and it says this. It says, hey, Crap, do you think there's a chance that Microsoft has taken this position because they are behind this gen? Could they change that view if they are ahead next gen? And I said they had to hedge their bets. They gave up on this generation a long time ago, and I feel like if they were winning, they wouldn't offer half the things they are now. And I think if they somehow jumped out to a lead, they back off of a lot of the things they do. Meaning what I say is, let's say that the Xbox 2 jumps out to a huge thing, right? And they're doing amazingly well. And Sony's still not too keen on crossplay. Do you think Microsoft's going to keep pushing that crossplay stuff, Mooch? Probably not.
Right.
Probably not. They're probably not going to beat that drum. Why? Because they want to push their own sales. They want to push Xbox Live.
Right.
They want people to spend that money for Xbox Live.
Let me say, I'm going to answer G-Man. G-Man's very opinionated. G-Man always writes a quick.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And he writes here. He goes, and he's in response to Seth Brog. He says, but week in and week out, Seth is right. You guys are only looking at the complaint side. But G-Man, here's my only thing. You have to hear me out. Ready? Let me do you a favor because you're a fan of the show. Okay, let's talk about the good side. G-Man, your games are everywhere. There was that. By the way, that wasn't dead air. That was the end of it.
Yeah.
G-Man, your games are everywhere. There's the good side. Now, getting back to the rest of it, because to be honest with you, it's not much more than that. Because I'm assuming G-Man's going to buy an Xbox One Anaconda, and maybe G-Man has a PC, right? So G-Man, the good news is you're going to be able to play your games on your Anaconda and your PC, and I'm assuming you have a phone, so you'll be able to play your games on your phone. There's the good news. That's it.
Yep.
That's your good news. So what I'm saying to you, and I mean, but this is the thing when people are like, guys, why are you always talking about the other side of it? Well, we've got 3 shows that are 2 hours a pop. I can't get more into the fact that you're going to be enjoying these games everywhere. And the problem I think that Crap is saying is that you'll have the option to play them everywhere, but you're not going to play them everywhere. Like majority of people probably won't play Gears of War 5 on their iPhone. Does that mean everybody? No. Stop thinking in the world of absolutes. Yeah. Nobody should be talking in the world of absolutes.
Yep.
That's why I say you have to look at both sides of the coin.
Here, this guy, the Pullet, he says, Crap, your thought process is childlike. You're talking about really intelligent people who have been in gaming for years. Here's the thing, dude. So was Don Matrick and all these people that allowed for Xbox One to do the things that they're doing now or originally, right? And nobody liked those ideas. So weren't those the intelligent people that were in gaming for a year, Mooch, right? Yeah. And they were wrong, were they not? Weren't their Sony dudes intelligent when they came out with the PlayStation 3 for $599 and told you to get a second job, right? Like, look, everybody can make a mistake because we're humans. And I'm just saying that I disagree with this, right? Like, I feel like there needs to be exclusives, and I feel like there's always going to be people that push that might. This is who I'd be wary of. I'd be wary of, like, if you don't want to get Xbox information or hear our opinion, that's fine. But I would be wary of these people that play on PlayStation or PC, and they're trying to give you their opinion on Xbox because we're Xbox people. Like Mooch, that's
what I'm saying.
On Xbox.
You don't understand. I'm buying an Anaconda.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need a Lockhart or a Maverick. I don't need that. I think a lot of people listening to this show probably don't need those.
That'd be like you having an Xbox One X, but then buying an S still.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because. and let me go buy this discless X.
I think a lot of people,
no sense.
and shout out to Antonio Alicia. He said the same thing. He goes, but it is scary when you put it that way, Mooch. It's not scary. It's just, it is what it is. Like Microsoft's approach to next generation is play your games everywhere. That's their approach. So it's not that people want to talk about the other side. That is the other side. There's not much else that's really coming out of there that you need to know about. You're going to be able to play your games anywhere. If you don't want to buy them, you can do a streaming service. And that's the model Microsoft's going for. I'm not going to tell you guys in the chat or listening later or anybody else that that's not a good model. I'm saying to you, and I've said this a million times. Me and Crap differ a little bit on this. I don't really mind Microsoft going in that model. Myself personally, I have two PS4s. I'm going to have a PS5 when it comes out because I'm very intrigued, right? I'm very intrigued to see where they're going to go. And listen, here's the thing, guys. We don't really know. Sony's been kind of quiet, right? They've been a bit mum. They haven't said anything.
And here's the thing, Mooch. Remember, because what is it? Sean Layden was out there talking, right? And he was talking about way in the future, post-console launch, and brings up some kumbaya stuff like Microsoft does. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, look, see. But the thing is, I always think that Sony is just kind of, playing, showing you this hand, and then they got this thing in the other hand still. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like they're doing the same thing exactly the way Microsoft is. I feel like they're playing it kind of close to the chest, because I do feel like they're going to stream just like Microsoft. But, and I've stated this multiple times before, Sony has the PlayStation name, which is a bigger brand worldwide, and people look at PlayStation exclusives, quote unquote, or exclusive content as being must-have content or content that is superior, or, you know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like if they do streaming day and date with their exclusives and all this kind of stuff, that it really takes a big portion of Microsoft's lunch, because Sony has proven that they can do really quality content where Microsoft hasn't proven that at all.
That's the point that I think you should drive home, Crap, more than anything. Is that's the thing. The initiative, seeing what Compulsion will eventually do for Microsoft first party, to see Ninja Theory, these other companies that they acquired, most of them are working on other games that are going to be multi-plat, or are working on games that are going to be now Microsoft, but they've been working on them. So Microsoft didn't have, like, Ninja Theory's new game is supposed to come out, this year or early next?
Yeah, they say early next year, which, man, that would be nice.
It would be nice, but let's be honest. They've been working on this game before Microsoft acquired them. Yeah. So this is not a game, again, that Microsoft would have any real say on. They're just going to publish it. They're just going to, that's it. So if it's good, it's good. If it's not, Microsoft was like, well, we're going to release it because you've been working on it and we acquired you. I don't blame them. But you see what I'm saying? So, like, what I'm trying to get at is there's nothing that
what if Microsoft
proven.
What if it's a really well, let me throw a monkey wrench in this. What if the game that they were working on is Hellblade 2?
It's not, but
you don't think so?
No, right? I thought that was all but determined.
I don't know, man. People are saying they hope it's Hellblade 2.
Well, they hope it is, but we've brought that up a number of times, Crap, and I think there was enough people we've talked to behind the scenes that was not going to be a Hellblade 2.
Yeah, I would hope not, to be honest.
I don't think so. I'm almost positive that's not the case. You know?
And
the way that Phil and company described, when you see what they have, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be Hellblade 2,
If it was, do you think they would release that multi-plat?
Not day one. I think they would do the plan that we know is set. It would be, PC day one. It would be Game Pass day one and Xbox.
But do you think they could eventually release it on Switch and the PS4?
If it's a Hellblade 2, I would probably say that within. Well, let me give you an answer that's a little bit more home instead of guessing Ninja Theory. Let's talk about Ori and the Blind Forest, right?
Yeah.
There's rumor that Ori and the Blind Forest, the first one, the definitive edition, will end up on Switch, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's almost all but certain, I believe.
Yeah, that was like leaked ratings and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Ori and the Blind Forest 2, for all practical, Will-O-the-Wisp, that one I think in 6 months or so will also end up on a Switch after the fact. Not Switch, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know yet. So I guess if you want to go back to your question, that's a little bit more hypothetical, is do I think Ninja Theory's game, if it's Hellblade 2, would it eventually go? Yeah. If Hellblade's going to the Switch now, then I think the Hellblade 2 would eventually go to the Switch too.
Yeah,
but let's be honest, Hellblade isn't a AAA game.
No, it's I mean, it's AAA looks. You know, it's got the look of a AAA game. Let's see. Hey, we got over 400 watching. You guys want to hit that like button?
Yeah,
Hello?
I mean it's yeah.
Oh yeah, there you are. I'm wondering what the hell happened there.
Oh, you didn't hear anything?
No, I didn't hear anything for a minute there. Yeah,
Oh,
but now I
okay.
hear.
Well, why don't we do this, Kadang? Why don't we do a voicemail? I think we
Okay.
have the only one left is up first.
Yes, the only one left is up first.
All right, let's hear that.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Dang. Sorry! Anyways, I'm calling because I had this theory, and I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. So, with all these talks of a new Nintendo Switch coming about, these talks about Game Pass and xCloud, I was wondering if you think the new Switch might be the product of Microsoft and Nintendo having a baby. Maybe they'll fix that internet issue that the Switch has in order to better complement the xCloud. Tell me what you think. I think that there's definitely going to be a Microsoft baby. This is going to be some huge news for PS3. I could be wrong, but I guess this is me calling it. Thanks, guys.
That was the only one left, and Megaton popped up. Sorry about that. I don't know why.
What's up with the megatons, man?
I don't know. I don't know.
Kadang's a fan.
There we go. I think I removed it. Okay.
Well, nonetheless, he's saying basically if Switch 2 comes out or a Switch Pro, is that kind of going to be the spawn of a Microsoft Nintendo? I highly doubt that.
I highly doubt it. First of all, I don't see how Nintendo could come out with something that much more powerful than the Switch as it is, right? Like I don't see how that could happen. To be 100% honest with you, I'm not saying that it couldn't be a little bit more powerful, but I feel like when you've got already 35 million or whatever it is invested in just 2 years, I think that's wow. That's awesome when you think about it, Booch. 2 years,
Yeah,
35, like incredible number, man. They've just done a really good job.
They're everybody's not America's. They're everybody's second console. Let me tell you something. That sounds like an insult. It's not.
Yeah,
man, that's a great title to have. I'd love it. That means everybody that has an Xbox and a PlayStation, they feel the need to have a Switch as well. And you get a more powerful Switch crap, which we know that they can do. It's a big deal. If all of a sudden I'm taking that 720p screen and now I got 1080p on the road, and maybe I could play some of those games at 60, probably not. But if it's a local to the hardware space, I might be able to. That's tremendous for on the road gaming.
Yeah,
there's look at Rage 2, crap. Rage 2 developers came out and said that they're making the game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Did you see we're not getting any 4? Yeah, there's no 4K on that.
Well, they want that game playing at 60 frames, crap. And this is one of those times. Listen, let's be honest. I applaud them. I know that you can. There's an easy way to make a negative spin here, but I'm going to applaud them.
That's fine.
Right?
People want,
right. We've heard Phil and Xbox say it the most. Let the developers do what they want to do.
My only question is if they're doing 1080 60 on both the X and the Pro, it seems like they left a little on the floor for the X.
Well, here's what they left on the floor, crap. They left 4K 30 on the floor. But let me tell you something, crap. That was their prerogative, right? That's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's up to them. If they don't want you playing that game at 30 frames, I got to be honest with you. Okay, there's a lot of different restaurants you go to, crap. They serve the food differently. If you don't like how they serve the food, don't go eat there. That's the way that they want this game played. And let me be honest, crap, you know that game. You've seen what's coming. You've played Rage, the original one, but you've played games like that. That game at 60 is probably a difference maker. And if that's the chef, in this case, the developers, if that's what they want to serve the dish, that's how I'm going to try it, crap. Now, the times I get upset is when you see a developer like neglect, like, you know what I mean? Like where they're like, well, we're going to do 1800, whatever it is there, 1800p or whatever the hell. It's instead of doing the 4K and they kind of chintz out, but they're both 30 frames anyway. And you can see that they just didn't do the up-res to 4K. Then I got a problem. But this is not that case. This is them saying, we want you playing it this way. So I don't think they left much.
I don't mind the 6. I just, obviously the X is much more powerful than,
well, yes.
Yeah, than the Pro. So you would just kind of wonder what the deal is with that.
Right.
But at the same time, I do think it's cool that they decided to go with the frame rate over everything else.
It's the first one like this, right? Crap, in a AAA space that said this is how we're gonna deem that you play the game. This is how we're setting up the dish.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. That's how I look at it anyway. You know what I mean? But still, 60 frames per second. Hey, that's a pretty kick-ass thing.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
Yeah.
In an open world like that.
Yeah. Usually you don't get that. You don't really get that with the open world. And we got so many people watching. Let's get over 100 likes. Would really appreciate it. Hey, we got Def Jam Bam.
Def Jam Bam, good morning.
Jay's Slayer says, you think they could do 1440 60 frames? Yeah. I mean, look.
Well, they could have done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
probably could have done that. But
Yeah.
I mean, realistically speaking, crap, unless you're playing on a monitor, I don't know. I mean, I guess the 1440p would be. Tell me this, crap. Actually, maybe good dang.
Sully!
Yes.
Sully, I got a technical question, Sully. So, Sully, if you're playing on a 4K TV and it's the game is putting out at 1440p, your 4K TV does interpret that correct resolution?
It does. You might have some screen tearing there, but I mean, if you got a 60 hertz TV, it'll be better to play 2K 60 on a monitor, in my opinion. It'll be a much better.
That's my point. That's exactly where I was going. My
Yeah.
monitor is 2K, 144 hertz or something like that. I went more for the frames, and I could play it at 2K here if I want. I have that option. So, but on the TV, you don't have that option. It's like 1080p or 4K. I still think it does that up res, but when it does that, like I think the Dank says, you may get a little tearing here or there, etc. Listen, a lot of times, guys, we get into this tearing and the jaggies and the this and the that, and a lot of times, I mean, I don't think the average gamer that's playing and trying not to die in the game cares about the jaggies. But it's a
well, I mean, look, when I play the Switch on a TV,
right,
and you notice that stuff on there, you know what I mean, because I play on a 4K TV,
yes,
and so you can notice, but it doesn't really affect it because those games are just so damn polished and fun and amazing. You know what I mean? I do want to talk about this because a lot of people are asking me this. What do we think about Google and their whole gaming thing? And so my initial thoughts are a few different things, right? One is Google has a tendency of giving up things if they're not successful right away, right?
Absolutely.
My second thing is they do have a lot of money, and so if they really want to get involved in gaming, they can. But it's going to take a couple of things, and here's what I think it'll take. So we know they're doing a streaming platform, but are they going to also do a traditional hardware platform? If they're just doing a streaming platform, I feel like that's DOA, right?
Yeah.
Too soon for just that. Way too soon. But if they do a traditional platform as well, and they have, guess what? Exclusive content.
Yep.
Because who's going to buy their machine if they don't have exclusive content, right? And it keeps driving back to that. I know people are going to hate it because they think that it has something to do with Microsoft, and it kind of does. But that's what makes people buy your piece of hardware. A piece of hardware that's powerful that just plays third-party stuff and nothing exclusive isn't so great. You know,
right?
I'm just saying. So they're going to need.
We're going to find out this
content.
week, crap.
Yeah, exclusive content and a lot of it, and a box that's powerful. If they have a powerful box and
it's supposed to be more powerful than the X.
Yeah, then I might be into it if they have that and some exclusive content.
Here's the thing, crap. Listen, I can't tell you what you or anybody in the chat is into. I can't see anybody going and buying the Google, even with an exclusive. It would have to be one hell of it. It'd have to be an exclusive that you guys all wanted to play.
If they got Amy Hennig talking, what if she's up there talking about this new game she's making, Unhearted or something? You know what I mean?
Right.
Where you're Ethan Snake and you're going on these adventures with your pal Ully. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Ully!
Instead of Sully, they got Gadang.
Exactly. It's Gadang. So
yes.
yeah. I mean, think about it though. If they come out with exclusive, like nobody's gonna buy that thing unless they have some kind of exclusive content. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why would you go and invest in that box? Because even a cheaper, if it's more powerful than the X, and even if they eat a little bit of the money on that box, crap, that Google box is still gonna run you. You know, I mean, cheapest is $299, maybe $350. Yeah. So I mean, realistically speaking, $350, $299 is where you're kind of flirting with. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. I don't see that without a major exclusive. Let's just be really blunt here. Let's say Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
So Borderlands 3 comes out, they buy the exclusive rights to it. I don't know. I'm making that up.
Somebody in the chat said that there could be an exclusive Assassin's Creed game. That's something that's been rumored around. I don't know. Like, that's a way you make a big splash.
That's how you would do it. I don't know
Yeah,
if Assassin's Creed's big enough. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
I know a lot of Assassin's Creed fans will like to say, "Boo that man," but I don't know. I don't know if Assassin's Creed is that game. I don't know if a Borderlands 3 would even be that game. When I say that kind of game, you know, you got to go out there and really grab something magnificent, something that all gamers have to have every year. You know, I don't know what in the world.
I mean, they have Jade Raymond there. You know what I mean? She's the
extremely
VP.
talented, talented lady there. She knows exactly what she's doing. And they got Phil Harrison.
Phil Harrison. He's up there. He's doing his thing.
Worked for Sony for I think maybe just under a decade. Worked for Microsoft for 3 or 4 years in the Xbox division.
Yeah, for about 2 days.
Yeah, right. It felt like 2 days. Well, they had him over in Europe, so we didn't really know what was going on. But
he was in charge of the European studios.
Xbox Europe, yeah.
Yeah, Rare and Lionhead and whatever happened to Lionhead. Oh yeah, they
yeah, correct.
Yeah, completely.
Yes. Well, let's get into this crap. There's a ton of games out. Okay. And I saw you type something very quietly in the Crossfire chat, and the only reason, I saw it, and I didn't come after you because I know that you're going to say, "Mooch, I'm downloading it, so leave me alone. I'm going to need a day or so to get this thing downloaded." But I saw that you possibly have the Division 2.
I successfully mooched a copy of the Division 2. Yes, so
congrats.
Yes, I did. I mooched it. So
have you played it yet or not yet?
I haven't played it yet because I just got back and it was downloading on my main Xbox, so it's not on the one over my fiance's house. So I think I'm gonna try it out today and see.
Well, let us know because no streaming involved. Me, you, and Sully.
Sully.
I'm here. So it'll be just like it'll be like we get the Three Musketeers back together here. It wouldn't be bad if we went through it. Crap.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I definitely don't want to go through it with someone that's like super leveled up.
You can't.
Oh, you can't.
You can, but it's terrible. Listen, so everybody was like, they fixed it, Mooch. They fixed it. Shout out to Def Jam Bam. So Def Jam Bam jumps into the stream on Friday night crap late, right? He's like I'm making the number up, but he's like level 17 or something. I was like level 5 or 6. All of a sudden, we're fighting people that are level like 17.
Yeah.
Because Def Jam, right? But now here's where they changed it, crap. Back in Division 1, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's where I'm wrong. Well, here's where Division 1 was wrong. They made it so that when somebody jumped in, all the enemies jumped up and scaled up to their level, but you remained power and armor at your old level, which made you basically rendered useless.
Yeah.
What they've done this time, crap, is now when somebody higher tier jumps into your level, you have the same power. Okay, your guns shoot out whatever level it is, 17, so you can keep up on that. But the armor doesn't, from what I'm understanding. So we're getting one shot. And dead.
Armor was bad.
Right, Kading?
We got dropped one shot at the one melee hit. Boom, we were down. It's like, oh no, yeah, it was tough.
Because they were like, people were like, don't worry about it, Mooch. They raised you up. No, they only raised my gun. They didn't raise the armor. So I'm getting hit by 17's crap, and I'm one shot. But you can now if you can successfully take cover from long distance with a sniper or a one-shot rifle. You can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
The AI is so smart.
It's difficult. It's not fun. Yeah.
So I hear it's just like this Division, like DLC is what it feels like. But like
I wouldn't go that far,
a totally new type situation, right?
I wouldn't go that far. It's not quite Division DLC. There's definitely different gameplay. I have more fun playing this. Let's take the level cap stuff out of it for a minute, crap, or the level issue.
Yeah.
If me, you, and Sully are playing and we're all level 5, man, the gunplay and the gameplay in Division 2 curb stomps Division 1.
Yeah.
It feels like a better game.
Yep.
A much better game. Now, I didn't play Division 1.8, 1.9, Division Welcome to the Basement. Okay? I didn't play those. I played this game, and Division 2 feels like a different game. I will say that maybe going from the New York scene to the Washington scene, I'll be honest with you. I kind of like the New York scene better, but I'm biased.
Of course, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I also will say this. Except for the skyscrapers, situations like that, New York and DC, not necessarily a totally different feel. The difference was, crap, New York took place in the winter, so they had garbage bags and snow. And what they did here was they kind of make it, now that the post-apocalyptic world is increased and time has gone forward, they've made a lot of vegetation. There's a lot of roughage around. There's a lot of greenery.
Yeah.
So it's much more colorful, and that helps the game.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, in New York, I like how they depict New York. Garbage bags left and right all over the place. And
dude, those are some of the prettiest garbage bags I've ever seen in my life, though.
Those were hefty.
They were. Those weren't
okay?
wimpy. Those are amazing-ass garbage bags, and I thought that they were fantastic.
It looks like everybody picked up the garbage in D.C., though. So, it's a cleaner apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, that's important. That
I have figured that out.
Yo, Sully, who do we have for voicemail? Let's go ahead and do another one.
Got Enrico. Enrico's up next.
Let's go.
Enrico.
Here we go.
Enrico, yes.
Hello, MOH Crapgamer. It's Enrico from Italy here. I'm loving the new graphic, and the ticker is awesome. Good job. I have to tell you, Crap was right. Ever since Quantum Break and Play Anywhere came out, the Xbox brand has been watered down. And if the next Xbox doesn't have any true exclusive, it's clear that's gonna fail. I'm not gonna buy a new Xbox. I'm gonna play all the exclusive on PC. I'm gonna save money. But let's think positive. I think Phil Spencer has already got an ace up his sleeve. Some kind of surprise to counter all those lost users. To keep up with the positivity, let's think about this year. This year we are gonna get Gears 5 with a new fancy sled, open world, the Krill is back, new enemies, new game mechanics, stealth gameplay, melee weapons. It's looking awesome. Then we are gonna get Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is gonna be even better than Ori 1, which was already a 90 plus Metacritic. And we already got Crackdown 3, which was an absolute blast. Even better than God of War. Let's be honest, if it wasn't for Xbox exclusive, this year would have been absolutely awful. Alright guys, have a great day. Bye.
And that was Enrico.
Well, there you go, Sully. That's a positive reimbursement from Enrico. It's great. That's awesome.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
To be honest with you, I think that he makes some good points. And I like how he said, listen, he agrees with your crap, but then he said, let's turn it into a positive light, right?
Yeah.
I do think that Phil might have, you think there may be a chance that, like Enrico said, that they have some sort of a ace up their sleeve, something they're going to say that is, kind of a wow factor or drop the mic moment? Speaking of E3 and things like that. I don't know. It would have to be a game that they can acquire.
You know what? The cynic in me just wants to say something smart ass. When we all play, everyone wins. That's hell if I know, dude. Like, dude, the problem is Phil and those guys, they're such like that now, like that whole way about them where I think what they think to be a megaton is putting games on a PlayStation or a Switch, right? Like, to me, I literally really think that in their heads, that would be a huge thing that everybody would applaud, right? Like making your console less relevant, because that's just so Phil, you know what I mean? And I don't think it's all Phil's fault. I think you either had to do what they're doing now or there's no Xbox whatsoever, which some might say there's not really an Xbox now as it is anyway. I mean, there's always going to be people out there that'll tell you what you want to hear.
That's what I think too, Crap. I don't think this was necessarily just, everyone's like, oh, it was Phil. Phil didn't spend like 7 nights without sleeping, come up with this doctrine and then bring it up to Satya.
Yeah.
I think it was more like, this is where we're going. This is how the company's moving forward, and Xbox can come with us or we can sell it off.
Yep.
And I think they said, no, we can make that. Why not make that work? Right? I told you guys, anybody that goes and picks up Windows 10, go ahead and click on the little window in your bottom left corner. The Xbox is baked in. It's baked in. So it's not, right? Crap, that's a good thing. That's something where you say, listen, you know what? Xbox isn't going anywhere for the foreseeable future, Crap. It's just not.
Here's the thing. And I want to be clear about this because I feel like people see that I'm a little bit and they're like, oh, Crap's turning into this person or a hater. No, look, for the foreseeable future, you can buy your box and you're going to be able to play your games there.
Yeah.
and nothing much is going to change. Let's be honest. But I just don't feel like there's a whole lot that's going to draw in a lot of people. I feel like the innovation that you get from competition, I feel like that's something that's going to be a little bit lacking as well. I really just hope that we still get that kind of, one-upsmanship, right? Like they want to do better than this. Nintendo comes out with this, and Nintendo's not really kind of competition. I don't think anybody they do their own damn thing, and it's always
they do
good.
their own thing, yeah.
But Sony comes out with something, and then Microsoft wants to come out and top it, and then vice versa, right? Like without that competition, Sony offers free games with PlayStation Plus. If without that, we wouldn't get our shitty free games, right?
Right.
So and then if they're good on PlayStation, it causes Microsoft to have to do good ones on theirs. If there's not that competition, that steady competition, then I don't know. I mean, isn't the whole idea of the Xbox One X competition? We get that because the PS4 Pro was so much more powerful and the PS4 was more powerful and everybody was talking about resolution. So we don't even get that without competition.
Right. Competition is very important, folks. That's the thing I wanted to kind of come back to. And it's hard to put into words, even for the talk show, is that the one thing you bring up, Crap, is that right now when everybody says, oh, it's not doom and gloom by no means, but we don't know what the gold standard, if there is a standard of quality for the games that have to come out of Xbox first party. Because after you look at what's come out this generation, you have to say, who's overlooking these first party games? Now, I will say this much. We haven't seen a game fully under the hands of Matt Booty yet, right? Because Matt Booty is what Phil Spencer was, Crap, right?
Yeah.
Probably even a little bit more on his role or on his plate.
Yeah.
So that being said, we really haven't got a chance. Matt might have his finger right on the pulse, and I think that's the way he was kind of described. Matt Booty doesn't seem to be like, so he's not on social media. He's not talking to people. He's not lighting candles. It seems like Matt's going to work. And that's the positive side. I'll tell you guys. Where's the positive side? Here's the thing. You got to kind of dig real deep to look at the super stuff that's going to be possibly something that you don't know that's going on behind the scenes. And that's Matt. I think Matt Booty he's probably doing a fantastic job because he's not wasting his time on social media. He's not posting what he thinks about this and that, or it's National Pie Day.
Yeah.
He's not taking any time for that. He's doing things that are out there and saying, this. When he has had his few tweets, Crap, it's all been business. Business and true business. So I have a lot of faith in that gentleman, to be honest with you. I think he's going to do a great job in that seat.
I think so too. I think so too. I just think that, I don't know if it's something. Hold on. You know what? Like G-Man, he goes like, I don't understand how you think that's actually a thing, because he's like, when he goes, one-upsmanship, it's all about fanboy shit. How is one-upsmanship fanboy shit? It's called trying to one-up them, not for fanboys, because you're driving and striving to do better. So look, the best example I can give is NFL 2K5. Many people consider that to be the epitome of a football game. And what did that do? Because they put that game out for $19.99. It caused Madden to have to drop the price of theirs, and then eventually Madden didn't want to compete, so they ended up just buying the NFL license. But without that competition, what have we had? We've been stuck with the same stale shit.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want a competition for Madden? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
because
that's the part I don't get.
So we don't want competition there, G-Man, right? We're just fine with just the one company giving us whatever they want and having nobody to check them, right? I don't care who it is. I don't want Microsoft unchecked. I don't want Sony unchecked. I don't want Nintendo unchecked. That's not fanboy shit, my friend. That's called a lot of people competition. That's called giving competition to the gamers, giving us more choice. Y'all want to talk about choice, damn it. Well, how about we get some choice between competition? The games are driving each other. Do you want fucking mediocre games all the time, 50 Metacritic? Or do you want them to want to go out and try to beat what Sony's doing? I think that would pay off for us as gamers. Fuck fanboy stuff. Yeah. That pays off for us as gamers. So if you don't think I'm right, hey man, I can't. What can I say, man? Not everybody thinks the same way I do, and that's fine. But competition is life.
Not just
G-Man, fanboy stuff.
Not just G-Man, but we got to stop the whole there's a lot of people on social media that are like, oh, stop the fanboy. It's not fanboy. Like that's like literally saying when you were going to school, right? Your best friend sat right next to you, and he got an 85 on a test. Do you want to one up your friend just to shove it in his face? No, you wanted to one up the competition between you two actually makes it better. So you both did better on the test. You know, you make it a competitive thing. It's like, who's going to get closer to the 100 mark, right? It's not I'm one-upping. It's not like that. So, I mean, times have changed. It's not like that. I think you have to look at it as the games. If Microsoft doesn't look at Sony as competition, well, who do they look at as competition? You said it yourselves, right? Google, Amazon. But Google and Amazon don't have any games coming out. So who's their game threshold competing with? Their game threshold is competing with Sony's game threshold. So it's not fanboy stuff. I want Sony to do just as much competition and outbeat Microsoft and give us the craziest games that they can produce for us. You know?
Yeah.
So it's both. You know, I think we need to have Microsoft look at Sony as competitive. If you don't, then you lose. You might, maybe not, but you seem to lose a little bit of that competitive edge. And when you lose competitive edge, maybe it results in lower quality. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But you do have to look at both sides of the coin here, folks. It's not fanboy stuff. Who cares? Like, frankly, Xbox lost 2-1.
Yeah.
How many times do you have to say it's over?
Yeah, I mean, look, that stuff's over. I do
Sony won, and we've said it a million times.
Yeah, it's like, look, here's the thing. If you are happy with getting Recore, and look, I like Sea of Thieves, but I'll be the first one to tell you that it ain't nothing special, right? It's fun with your friends, right, Mooch? Yeah, you have a drink or whatever, you goof off. Hey, Mooch, ever woke up in Vegas with a Mooch tattoo on your ball sack? That's crazy. Like, we joke around, you have a good time, but it's not a great game. There's not a lot of content there. State of Decay 2, it might be hide your ear, hold your ears, gadang. Sully! State of Decay 2 might be the worst game that they've come out with since Recore. You know what I mean? Just a horrible, awful game. And that studio, I know, that studio's making another one, damn it. You know what I mean? Like, that game just won't die. That game just won't die. Exactly. Mike gets it. He says, competition is what makes a company make a better product. So if you have people just content and telling you happy, joy, shiny, happy, pee, everything's great. Everything Microsoft's doing is great. What Microsoft is doing is be cocky as shit. And they're out there trying to extend themselves when they have no loyalty whatsoever to warrant that. And what I mean by that is they haven't proven that they can come out with a game that's worth a damn this entire generation outside of the same 3 that they've been putting out. And nobody's going to follow them to this promised land of 2 billion people until they can come out with some good games. Now, Sony, on the other hand, and I'm not on Sony's nuts here, but Sony, on the other hand, has tons of great content. And from PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, they have a longer history of content that they could easily put out on their service that's going to that people remember. You got the nostalgia bits, you've got the great new stuff. I think people would flock to that because Sony has proven time and time again that they have that quality content where Microsoft has not been able to do that. And that's where Microsoft has dropped the ball. They're trying too much too soon. You've got to bide your time a bit. You don't just, jump into the ring with Muhammad Ali. You work your way up. Am I right? Am I ringing? Is anybody getting this? It's not Moocism, but
there's people who don't want to hear what you're saying. That's fine. I like I said, I don't agree with everything Crap's saying. I agree with most of it though. I think the point of the matter is that you got to sit there and you got to say, the competition thing, I thought you nailed right there, to be honest with you, Crap. The other thing is that I think that Xbox moving forward, they've got their plan set. It's all because they're not going to win that hardware space, Crap. As far as the software, that's where I'm concerned. My concern is the software front. And that software front, personally, I hope to God these next 7, the 6 to 7 new studios are all something that we can really, really wrap our heads around. I think Playground Games is going to have a great game. I think 343 is going to have a great game.
Yeah, I think Halo Infinite is going to be amazing. It's going to be the best Halo that we've played in years. It's good. They've got a grasp on what people want now. It's Master Chief. It's not a bunch of other crap. So I think that's very important going forward as well. And I think, I think Gears 5 is going to be fantastic. I think it's probably going to be, one of the best games, if not the best game this year. It looks amazing. So I'm very excited about that. If we can get that Ninja Theory game early next year, hey, maybe things are looking up. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom because I think that there's potential there. I think if we do get to see it, I do think Microsoft has to be willing to show us some of these games though, right? Like you can't just not show us stuff anymore, right? That time is long past. You got to show fan stuff, not 4 years out, but why not a couple years out, right, Mooch?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, a couple years out, I think, isn't going to hurt anything. Gamers deserve it. We've put up with so much stuff. I just feel like it'd be very prudent to get to get us something worthwhile for a change. And that's what I think we deserve. If you guys don't, as Xbox fans, don't think you deserve something good after years of nothing, then you guys are the ones that have to look at yourself in the mirror and kind of.
It's interesting, and a shout out to G-Man again. I really like G-Man's points. He says it's all in the eye of the gamer. G-Man, that's not disputable. That's 100% correct. But when you say, if I said to you, hey, G-Man, list off about 3 or 4 games that were top dog games, for Sony, you'd list like God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon. Some people might even put The Order in there. I don't know. Some people put Uncharted. Yeah. Now you're going to get Last of Us 2. And then, G-Man says something like, I liked Ori. He put Rare Replay. I probably wouldn't have put that one in there. But I mean, hey, again, like that.
But look at what he's listing, right? Rare Replay or Ori. Those are not big AAA games. Those are that's a compilation. Not only that, but they cheaped out with Rare Replay. And I complained about this one when it originally came out. They didn't give us remasters of those games with new achievements. They just gave us backwards compatible versions of those games. So it really took down the fun for me, right? Because I already had the achievements that I was going to get on stuff like Cameo. I would have loved to go back and play Cameo and get new achievements and all that, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts and Viva Pinata. I was already tapped out on those games for achievements and stuff. Remaster those games, then give them to me. They didn't do any work on anything in there. They just slapped them all together on this collection, and you had to download everything digitally anyway.
Right.
So,
I don't know. Like I said, it's the thing of the matter is that you can't sit here and say anybody who's no one's show is just all positive, this, that, and nothing should be all negative. There's a 50-50, right? But I mean, realistically speaking, right? Lethal Pop goes, damn, Mooch. I mean, listen, I got to be honest with you. Like the Rare Replay thing, I got excited for that for about a minute and a half. And then I was like, all right, okay. So we're moving on from that. But nonetheless, let's, we do have another voicemail.
We do. Who do we got? Sully!
We got AP Cool J. AP Cool J is up next.
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, good dang. Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. I've been saying for years, wouldn't it be great to have all games on every platform, one console, whatever, something like that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have had to go out and buy a PS4 Pro and then use this crappy controller, dudes. Like, I want everything on the Xbox or the PlayStation. I don't care which. Just, one thing, man. That would be sweet. I don't really care about competition. I know things would be better with competition, but wouldn't it be great if the competition was just between games? Oh, yeah, my game's better than your game. No, my game's better than your game. Isn't that what you guys do every week? 3 times a week? I mean, keep it real, man. Ciao for now. AP Cool J out.
That was AP Cool J.
I'm not catching what he's saying at the end there. He's saying that's what I'll be on you, AP Cool J. If I understood your calling correctly, I haven't done that in years. They haven't really.
What's that?
Well, he's like, well, our game's better than your game. Your game's better than our game. We haven't really that competition went out back at like 2015, 2016. Because then we had a lull after that. So it hasn't really been a my game's better than your game conversation in a really, really long time.
Yeah, there is no your game when it comes to Xbox. There's not I'll be honest, there's not an Xbox game that's come out this generation that's even close to some of these PlayStation games.
But G-Man writes here, when the masses, because he said it's eyes, the game is in the eye of the beholder, and I said, but we're talking about the masses here, right?
Yeah,
that's
the masses.
And then he goes, Mooch, when the masses pay for my game console, I give a shit about them. G-Man, the same thing I tell Crap off the air, same thing I'm going to tell you on the air, and I'll say it to Crap. I've said it to Crap on the air too. It's not about you or me or Crap. I try to take a step back and look at the big picture. Okay. And I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,001 because nobody's listening. I don't have a problem with what Microsoft is doing. But what I'm saying to you is that you got to look at it from the big picture. So just because you like Rare Replay and Ori, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that Microsoft's game studios was triumphant this generation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know a single person.
I love them. Again,
Yeah.
it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about crap. It's the big picture of gaming and where the brand is going as a whole.
And here's the thing, right? Like, I get it. Like, you can sit there and talk about Metacritic and this and say it's not important. But when you got stuff that's all unanimously high scoring, that's indicative of quality. Whether it's your type of game or not, the quality is there, no matter what it is. When you look at some of the Xbox, I don't think there's any fans on the Xbox side that won't admit, at least that I haven't seen, that Xbox has dropped the ball with their games this generation. Completely dropped the ball. And we know why. Right, we know they've been kind of lackluster or whatever with and didn't have money or Terry Myerson or whatever. But it's at the same point, it is Microsoft, right? They should have done something. They should have been doing something to appease their consumers. They should have been making stuff, making deals, and instead they're not. They didn't do that. And so if you look at what happened to Sony, I thought they would do what Sony did last gen. All right, very similar to what Microsoft happened this gen, right? You come out of the gate, you put your foot in your mouth. They announced a $600 console, told you to get a second job, made fun of everybody else, didn't come out with any exclusive games for a while. But then they started pouring in these exclusives in the second half of the generation, just so many of them, right? And that really enabled them to catch up. I figured Microsoft would just have to do that. If you come out with game after game after game after game, people have to pay attention to you. And they weren't just that they were coming out with games, they were coming out with really good games.
Right.
So, they have to really sort of they have to really sort of pay attention to that, just I don't know. What do you think, Mooch?
I do. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, Crap. I mean, I'll even say it on air because I like to do everything on this show on air. Like, I really think this is the last time this subject should be breached until, because here's the thing. The new consoles come out in 2020, Crap.
Yeah.
I mean, this situation and where they're going, really, it's not shocking to anybody.
Yeah.
Number two, it's not, you're not going to see this thing hit full speed till the new consoles come out.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't seem to really, like, G-Man was saying, he was saying the same thing. He's like, and I'm glad, G-Man, by the way, you have every right to discuss your opinion. My point was, the thing with the show is like a lot of people in the chat are like, Mooch, you're being too negative. Crap, you're too negative. And it's like, well, if we're going to talk about it, we got to look, you got to talk positivity and negativity, right? You got to talk at both sides of the coin. So when someone's like, well, Mooch, you're full of crap in the chat. Well, it's like, well, it's not. You're not full of crap. I'm not full of crap. Crap's not full of crap. Gadang's not. Sully!
Yeah.
My point is that, like, you got to be able to discuss it. So you guys can't sit in the chat. You can definitely say your opinion. Yeah. You can't be like, that guy's full of it.
Well, here's the thing, right?
That's how we envision it.
Yeah, like for one thing, right? When I said, and I stick by this, and you've said something similar to this, Mooch. There's not really a wrong answer, right? So people ask me, well, crap, how do you feel about this, or how do you feel about them possibly putting their games on the Switch or PS4 or whatever, and hypothetically, and I'm like, well, or what, people will try to make you feel bad if you want exclusive content, right? Like, since when is that a bad thing to want something? To you invest all this money in this thing. I don't feel like you should feel bad because you want some exclusive content, and people out there literally go out their way to make others feel bad that they want something exclusive on their platform. Like, get real. That's the reason why people buy these things in the first place, right? I understand there's people that are going to disagree with that, but again, just the way that we've come to understand these games, if they're all offering the same thing, then there's no need for all of them, and that's where competition comes again into play, right? Like, if you don't have that competition, then there's no need for all of them. And people that go, well, Sony stuff will be on Nintendo. No, that's not true. Nintendo stuff will be on Xbox, and no, that's not true, right? Because down the line, when we do eventually have nothing but streaming, you can't have all three streaming services have the same exact stuff,
right?
Because that's redundant, right? It's not going to happen, folks. Sorry to burst your bubble. Microsoft are the ones that sort of lean more towards third party. They seem like they think that's where they can make the most money. Problem is, their games are shit so far. Sorry, there I said it. Yes, Halo, Gears, and Forza are top notch, but anything that wasn't that, look at it. I'm not lying. Look at the quality of Recore. 4-minute loading times or whatever it is. Half-ass game. You know, look
Yeah.
at how Dead Rising 3 was compared to Dead Rising 4. Whether you like those games or not, Dead Rising 3 was good. I enjoyed that
The
game.
best
Dead
Dead
Rising
Rising.
4, exactly.
Yeah, Dead Rising 3 was
4,
great. I
Dead
really
Rising
enjoyed
4,
it.
you had that same zombie wearing the same outfit. That's ridiculous. There was no
Yeah.
two zombies the same in Dead Rising 3, right? Big old open world Dead Rising 4, and I like Dead Rising 4, but it was the quality was nowhere near the level of Dead Rising 3. We haven't got any quality games. Well, Halo Wars 2, you know what I mean? Like, we're not getting the quality. It's not there. Crackdown 3, the quality's not there. Though it's a fun game. It sure is, Mooch. Hashtag fun.
I'm truly enjoying Crackdown 3, but you're right.
Yes,
It's
it
hard.
is.
You
But
can't
it's not
walk
a
around
good
with
game. You know,
yeah,
look,
you can't walk around saying Crackdown 3 is the greatest thing in this generation, or even second greatest thing. It's a ways back, but I mean that's kind of why we say when people are like, "Well, Mooch, crap, we got 7 new studios." It's like I know, but we don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
You know?
we have no clue, and I think that's a bit of the problem. You know what I mean? Like that is very much a bit of the problem.
Well, shout out to
and the
Lethal.
fact,
Lethal Papa says exclusives do nothing except separate gamers. Lethal, I'm with you, but hear me out though. That gamers unite and games are everywhere thing, that only works if all the players are involved, not just one, right? Because if Microsoft puts it everywhere, yes, you're right.
Lethal
It's good for
Papa,
all of us,
without
right?
answer me this though, if
without
there's
Sony and Nintendo doing it, like then I still got to buy a PlayStation, I still got to buy a Switch, so it doesn't really work.
There's no competition, Lethal. What you're saying is you want all games on everything, and then there's no need for more than one console at that point.
Right, everybody
so
just play on one console or one PC.
And guess which console is going to win? It's not going to be Xbox.
Yeah,
it's not going to be Xbox.
Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows at that point? To be honest with you, the PC would win.
Probably.
Right,
You know?
if everything's everywhere and there's no differential between boxes, there has to be. There has to be.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, look, it's
Sony's
like,
not going to capitalize by Microsoft putting their games everywhere. They have to still do their own thing.
Yeah.
So wait, so what are we doing? We're leaving the console space and we're gonna invade the digital space. So now instead of PS5 and Xbox Anaconda, it'll be PS Now versus Game Pass. Like, okay, you still got to subscribe to both.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be some sort of competition. There's a reason that the Whopper's not available at McDonald's and the Big Mac's not available at Burger King.
But wouldn't all eaters win if you can
right,
get a
wouldn't all eaters win? Because I got to be honest with you, I prefer a Whopper with McDonald's fries.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Maybe Burger King should get in touch.
With McDonald's fries. I think those are the two best scenarios for me. I can't get that.
Exactly.
I got to walk over to Burger King, get the Whopper. By the time I get over to get the fries, they're cold.
Oh.
Right?
That's a problem, Mooch. That's a real problem.
Well, I'm just saying, that's the thing I don't understand when everybody says let's all do that. You know, how come the Apple Store isn't selling Microsoft products?
Oh, that's a good question.
Why not?
Why? Yeah.
Right?
Very good question. Why the hell not?
No longer have individual different stores. It should just be like a big flea market.
Yeah.
You walk into the mall, you buy everything. Why do I need a different store with a different receipt?
Dude,
it's
the pulpit,
same mall.
the Pewlet, you're completely wrong. He goes, you're proving that you're a fangirl crap. Xbox wouldn't win. That's what you said. If I bought one box and had all the games, that would be a good thing unless you're a console war. There would be no need for all the boxes, you idiot. That's what you're not understanding. Xbox is the least liked platform, right? So if all the games are available on all the platforms, do you think that all the platforms are going to continue to be viable? No, they're not. They're not going to survive. That's a really idiotic way to think. You're just assuming that all of them are just going to carry on with all the games and just be fine. It doesn't work that way because one's going to get is going to win because people are going to flock to that one. I got to be honest with you. If I could play natively all my games on PlayStation, hey, I think, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, people would flock to PlayStation. You've got to have that competition. What you're wishing for is no competition, and that's wrong.
You guys don't ever root for no competition because
that's
when the consumer loses.
Yeah, I've never understood, like, who the hell wishes for no competition? That's absolutely ridiculous.
G-Man goes, I can buy Windows for iMac at the Apple Store at Atlantic Ave, Brooklyn. Guess what, G-Man? Can't buy a Surface Book 2 there.
It's about the games, but you need to have specific reasons to buy the platforms as well, Lethal Popper, in my opinion. You've got to have, they each offer their own specific thing, right? You want, like, I don't want Nintendo to go away. They offer this little hybrid machine with these great single player games. I don't want Sony to go away. They offer these really good single player bangers, right? It's amazing. Xbox, well, they used to offer something. I don't know what the hell they offer.
Well,
anymore.
I mean, again, I see where Lethal and G-Man are going, actually. They're trying to say, isn't it about the games? It is.
But where's Microsoft's?
But right, where Microsoft's games have been subpar. That's what Crap's trying to say to you.
Yeah.
He's just
Microsoft
trying to say to you,
has done nothing to prove to gamers that you should buy into their xCloud, right? For what? For State of Decay 2 on the go? My Cheerios. Right. Damn. You know, like, come on. They haven't proved that. Okay. If Sony and Nintendo came out with their version of those streaming services, they freaking won. Quality content, my friend. That's what it's all about. You can't go around cheering for quality content, though, right? Just because you're an Xbox guy. I'm an Xbox guy, too. But let's be real. We've got the short end of the stick, and we should be pissed off about that for multiple reasons. Again, they're making more hardware, so we don't have to worry about that. But the reason why they're making more hardware is because we are the only ones that pay Xbox Live, and they make a lot of money off that every single year. But we should all be pushing Microsoft to make better content for us because they haven't done a good job with that. We are the consumers. We tell them what to do, not the other way around. That's evident by the way the Xbox One launched, right? Look at how many people didn't like that original idea of the Xbox One, and they had to change it. They're forced to change it because that's not what the fans want. That's not what the consumers want. We decide, right? So if you guys are fine with half-ass content, AA games that are scoring low 50s and 60 Metacritic, then that's on you. But that platform is going to fail that way. You got to have quality content.
Yeah, and like I said, I responded to G-Man. G-Man's like, well, I can walk into Apple. I don't think you can walk into Apple and buy Microsoft Windows 10 in Apple. I don't think they have it there hanging there. Can you go home and take your iMac and play it? Yeah. You can't. Guess what you can't do, G-Man? You can't walk into any Microsoft store and buy an Apple product.
Yeah.
They don't have anything in there.
Well, he says you explain why the funding and lack of games. I mean, that's what we heard, but it's still Microsoft, and they're still asking you to basically go an entire generation now with nothing, right? By the time we get something worthwhile that's not Halo or Gears or Forza.
Here's why myself. I can't say anything for you. I'll only speak for myself. I'm pretty much done with this because it's all hypotheticals now. There's people on the positive side only that are saying, come on, you're being negative. Then there's people on the negative side saying you're only being positive.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Nothing's happened yet.
There's tons of people out there that'll just blow smoke up your ass and tell you how great everything Microsoft is doing. And then guess what? They kick back on their PC and play their games on the PC because that's what they are. Me and Mooch, hardcore Xbox guys, we ain't playing on PC, even though Mooch has a better PC than them dudes. Sarcastically. And how many games have you played on that PC, Mooch?
I've played, let's see here. So to date, I have now tried the Resident Evil 2 demo before it came out. I played on the PC, which was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, 30 minutes, actually. You're given 30 minutes. And then I played probably about an hour of Crackdown 3.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's it. Since October. No, I play on my console. That's why I said to you, I'm going to have an Anaconda. So all you guys, there's a lot of people in the chat that are like, Mooch and Crap are saying this and that. We're probably gonna have an Anaconda before you guys that are arguing with us.
Yeah. Well, somebody goes, sell your Xbox. That is the most. That is like, I don't, because you're a big supporter and stuff, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but that is like the stupidest thing that people say when they have nothing else to say, right? Sell your Xbox. Why would I do that? I can look in my closet and still see my NES, my Super Nintendo. I got my Dreamcast right here. I don't sell my consoles, right? I just don't do that. I still play my Xbox One X. It plays multiplats the best, but I want more out of it. I want these amazing experiences the way that I feel when I play PlayStation games. And I hate to admit that when I'm playing God of War, I'm blown away because that's something that they specifically made for that, tailor-made for that platform. When I play, Zelda Breath of the Wild or Mario Kart on a Switch, man, that stuff's tailor-made for that Nintendo. Right? You feel amazing. When I play Xbox stuff, I have not felt that way yet, and I feel like we need something.
Maybe that's a you problem, Crap, right? That's what the chat's saying. That's a you problem. Maybe that's the case, but guess what? You're a consumer. You have a vote.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
that's my thing.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sell my Xbox. Get out of here, man.
No.
160,000 gamer score, man. I'm invested in the console. I just want better. Why can't I just play my Xbox and ask them to do better? I want PlayStation to do better too. How about you guys give me a multiplayer game once in a way? Bring back
Right.
SOCOM or bring back Resistance. I like that series back in the
How
day.
about improve the DualShock 4 when the DualShock 5 comes out to actually make the thing a little bit so it fits like an adult's hands?
Exactly. Like I would love that.
So it's too small.
Any one of those things would be absolutely amazing. Do we have any more voicemails?
Well, absolutely.
Let's
We
go ahead
do.
and get
Who
we got? Who we got? Sully.
But we got Juice Pouch up next.
Juice Pouch.
Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Mooch, crap. I wanted to talk about GDC and Xbox, specifically about Microsoft's pitch to developers. It's called Microsoft's Game Stack, which is a bundle of services like Xbox Live, DirectX, Mixer, xCloud, Havok, and Azure. These services will be given to you if you develop for Microsoft's platform. But wait, why would you want to develop for Microsoft if they have the smaller player base than, let's say, Sony? Well, in that same time, they announced and explained that they're no longer gated or trapped in by a console. So then they announced the Xbox is officially going in Android and iOS devices and PC. Soon, with xCloud, they will have the potential to reach 2 billion gamers. When Microsoft says 2 billion, it's not for the gamers, but for the developers. You see, Microsoft's job for the future is to win the developers. Now, Xbox Game Studios will be the anchor of all this. Their job is to win the gamers, make their communities, Xbox Live, Game Pass, bigger and better. With all this on place, Microsoft will have an everlasting foundation in the gaming industry. 2 billion out.
That was Juice Pouch.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Mooch?
Well, I don't know what he was kind of driving at. I think he was talking about the 2 billion gamers out there that Microsoft was discussing.
He's saying that, like he thinks it's about getting developers on board and things like that.
Well, I mean, he's not necessarily wrong, Crap. Look at the initiative. They've taken some of the top tier people. Now the question is are they kind of being like tempted to come over because of a decent salary and low pressure? I don't see working for Microsoft Game Studios as being very cutthroat or being very like you said it yourself. They've delayed games and they're allowing developers to take their time because they want to avoid crunch. Listen, crunch sounds like a bad term and the media made it sound like it was god awful. And maybe in certain cases back in the day it was. But realistically now, especially with some of the bigger developers, we all do crunch, right? If you have a presentation this week or you have a homework assignment or a paper due or anything, don't tell me the night before the paper or the presentation or anything you're not up later than you usually are working hard to make sure that thing works great or presents great or looks great or feels great or does things great.
Yeah.
So stop with this nonsense like with, Microsoft, we don't want to promote crunch. Nobody's promoting crunch, but we all do it. Like before E3
Red Dead
fills
2.
up the night before rehearsing like mad.
Yeah.
He wants the show to go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
So, realistically speaking, I think sometimes, to get back to the caller's point, I think a lot of people are coming over to Microsoft right now because they're like, wait a minute, they're going to pay me a lot of money, and I don't got nearly the worries I had over there.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we will have to find out.
Too many unknowns, Crap.
Yeah,
it's too many unknowns.
Here's the thing. I feel like sometimes Microsoft is a little bit too soft with some of this stuff, right?
That's my point. They come off as a little bit soft with their developers and their teams. They don't really come in and pound their fist. I really see Sony walking into their developers being like, that's Days Gone. This is Days Gone. That's not my Days Gone.
Yeah.
Right? And then Sony was like, sorry, delay it a year. Give these guys more time. By the way, next time we come in here, not going to be as lenient.
Yeah. Look,
you got to be tough.
You do. You got to be tough, and you've got to be able to just more than talk a good game, right? If you're talking about, we're gonna we talked about this on Crossfire, Mooch, remember? And I think Boom, man, he's passionate. He's very sunshine guy. You know what I mean? And he's
Absolutely.
like, thanks to PCs, Halo's Infinite's gonna sell 25 million, which I completely disagree with because he's under the false assumption that they're gonna put that on Steam, right? They're not going to put
eventually.
Maybe. Well, I mean,
but not day one.
Yeah, I mean, look, Gears
don't
isn't on
think.
Steam. Yeah, Gears isn't on Steam. You know, they don't put their new games on Steam. You know, it's like old ass games are like there's little.
But you know what though? You know that brings up a good point though, right? And I don't know, Johnny Khan. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but I don't understand why you're saying that. Like I'm talking about both sides of the coin here. I've literally been. I believe I've been right down the 50-yard line all game today. I don't think I've been on one side or the other. There's no corporate allegiance to either
plays
side.
the line a little bit more than me, man, because I'm pissed, man. I'm a
well,
pissed
Crap's
Xbox
a little bit more
fan.
upset. But my thing is this: I don't think you can do anything, and I've said this to Crap too. You can't really be anywhere but the 50-yard line. I think that's why the discussion needs to be there on both sides. I'll discuss the things that are great, but then I'll discuss the things that are troublesome or worrisome. We don't know enough yet. So there's nobody in the chat, nobody on this panel that knows. Now, you can make hypotheticals and maybe make a great case.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody can sit there and say this is a guaranteed success or not. But let me get back to the point. What Boom said on Crossfire, which was a good point. Crap, I'll tell you. If Microsoft has had pressers out that said that they are okay with putting their games on PlayStation and Nintendo, which we know they have said that.
Yeah. They flat out said it.
Why wouldn't they put it on Steam day one?
Why
not? Because it's kind of hypocrisy not to.
That's exactly my point with Phil, man. He says a lot of things, right, about breaking down walls and things like that, but they don't really do it. They won't do it. Why won't he put it on Steam day one? Because they want people to use the Windows Store. Because you need exclusive content to push your stuff. That's the simple fact of the matter, folks. What is the Epic Game Store doing, Mooch? What are they doing?
Well, they're doing that. They're doing exclusives.
Yes, or they might have Borderlands 3 exclusives. Steam won't get it. What's that going to do? That's going to cause people to use their damn store, right? Imagine how that works. That's how life works, right? You want people. You got to offer somebody something.
Shout out! Hey, Crap!
Nobody else can.
We haven't had this in a while. Johnny Khan in the or Kane in the chat. He says. Wait, hold on. I got to read this because you guys will all dig it. Where is it there? He goes, keep it level then, Mooch, and don't shout like you're mad at companies. Johnny, who's yelling?
Nobody.
Apparently Johnny's new to the show. Johnny, welcome to the show, buddy. This is part of it. Like, that's actually part of my shtick is who's yelling on a Sunday morning? He goes, why are you yelling? Apparently he's new. Everybody, welcome Johnny to the chat.
Master Chief Collection is coming to Steam, but look at those games are so old. Halo 1, 2, and 3. And Reach, like those are super old games, man. There's a difference between those games and then putting Infinite on there, right? So, he's TD Bank says Phil wants to break down walls, but he took the whole building down. Listen, here's the thing: he does talk a good game about tearing down walls, but ask yourself this: if he was truly that pro gamer and pro consumer, why doesn't he put Halo and Gears on Steam day one? Why don't they stop the $60 live fee that we offer?
That's the question we started
pay.
The show with, Crap.
Hey, at the very least, if he's so pro consumer and pro crossplay and pro this and that, why the hell do they charge people $60 a year to play free to play games when even Nintendo doesn't do that? Why? Right? Why? Yeah. Why are they so like that then, right? So that goes to show you it's all about if they're so pro this, why isn't Phil going the stage on Google's GDC and going to talk about how Xbox games are going to be playable on their new console? I'll tell you why, because it's a competition. That's why. Because they want you to use their stuff. He's feeding people lines to make you feel better about things, right? Oh, they're pro consumer. You can't sell me on pro consumer while these other things exist. It's a paradox.
Right.
And that's why I always get a chuckle when people tell me it's all about options and being pro consumer. It's not. It's a paradox because realistically, they're just trying to make the most money that they can. Do we have any more voicemail? Sully!
We got one more voicemail, and it's Suicide King. It's been a while.
Suicide Kings. It has been a while.
All right.
Good to hear from him. Yes. Let's go.
Hey, Mooch and Crap, Suicide King here. Haven't called in for a while. Just wanted to say that I'm digging the new show and glad to have you guys back doing your weekly show. I'm calling in about the rumor of Sony possibly purchasing Take-Two. And who knows, this is earlier in the week. Maybe it got debunked by now, and it probably isn't true. But I just found it so funny that And just like, that's so Microsoft, right? So Xbox is buying up these like AA studios like Compulsion Games and indie studios like Undead Labs and stuff. And Sony's like, okay, hold my beer. We're gonna buy Take-Two, and we're gonna get Rockstar and everybody else in there. And it's just, I mean, it was just really be how it's been all Jin, it seems, of, you know, Xbox just getting kind of bitch slapped by Sony. But I guess my question is, you know, from Take-Two's perspective, would that really make sense? I mean, all we ever hear about is how much money Microsoft and Xbox have. Wouldn't Take-Two want to go out to the highest bidder? I mean, you know, unless there's something more to it. I mean, it just financially doesn't seem like it would be the smartest move for them. And again, I know it's just a rumor and it's probably BS, but I thought it was interesting. All right, guys, I hope you have a good week. I'll catch you later.
That was Suicide King.
You know, he brings up some interesting points. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it is debunked. We kind of knew that. The part that I liked about this whole Take-Two rumor was the fact that how quickly everybody was on board with buying a PS5 to play the next GTA, Mooch, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, everybody's all like, gamers are games and should be on everything, but you're damn right I'd buy a PS5 for that exclusive game. Right. And I think that's probably the biggest you know, sort of factor is like Xbox. And I think Xbox fans, a lot of them are just afraid to admit that they really want some kind of content exclusive to their platform, right? It works. We were like, the 360 thrived on that stuff. The PS4 has thrived on that stuff. You know, next gen, they might even do even more of that, you know, don't maps and this. And I'm not saying that that's, you know, the best thing in the world, but it does make you feel like they give a crap about you as a consumer, right, Mooch?
You know, absolutely. I'd like to also let everybody know that just followed in our trends there, Crap. Another caller that's a superhero. I want you guys to know that
he's
was
flying around, right?
That was actually Clark Kent. That was not Suicide Kings.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, Chris Hughes, you says, why not flush $3 billion of Xbox Live down the toilet and make it free? Exactly. But they're consumer friendly, right? They're all about the consumers. They want to make us all happy. We're all gamers here. Gamers just love. I'm not even saying you got to make that free, but why not make it free for the free-to-play games? Like, how can they talk about, you know, cross-play and consumer-friendlyism stuff if they're not even doing that? Or if they're talking about breaking down walls and they'll only put some old-ass game, you know, on Steam. You know, and just to be clear, who cares at this point? When a PC is PC, you might as well put it on every damn type. But put it in the Epic Store, you know? Why not? You know, look, Tim Sweeney, I'm just reading this out the presses, confirms that Epic is paying to keep games off third-party sellers, including the Division 2. Is that ballsy? And is that what, like, you know who Microsoft should hire to be head of Xbox? Tim Sweeney.
Yeah.
Get this guy in there. Holy crap.
Well, you know, look at this
he
thing,
knows
guys.
what's up.
If you don't believe that's happening, look at the other thing. I mean, it's not necessarily one-for-one related, but EA is rumored to have paid, if not rumored, it's fact that they paid $1 million to get Ninja to stream the game.
Yeah,
right? They wanted Ninja. They wanted Ninja, a brand. He's a brand now.
Yeah.
They wanted him streaming their game exclusively. Right? They wanted him playing that game. They wanted his time. They paid for his time exclusively. That's interesting. Yeah. You know, and it just shows you how much of a push forward it was. Yeah. You know, and it works. And, you know, shout out to right here, Jean-Marc Luis. He says, fear mongering at its finest. Phil's doing a great job. Guys, Jean-Marc, it is not fear mongering at all. I'm buying an Anaconda before you. Yeah. I don't understand what you're talking about.
I'm going to get one too. Look, I don't get
it. Why can't we have I tell people this. I said it on Crossfire. I probably won't say it as well as I did on Crossfire. But you have to encourage discussion. Yeah. You have to encourage debate.
If nobody had any discussions on the original Xbox One idea, you know, I mean, we might still be stuck with all those antiquated ideas, right? Like, and I know some people won't have a problem with it, but, you know, obviously
life's not
people
all about rainbows and positivity all the time.
Yeah, I get that everybody.
Up and stub your toe in the middle of the night when you walk in the bathroom. You're not singing a song.
Exactly.
It's not, life's just not right.
Yeah, you're pissed off. You know what I mean?
Shiny, happy people. REM just kicks on out of nowhere while you're jumping around on one foot. Listen, right? I mean, I don't understand what everyone's talking about. How dare you discuss things? Let's not talk about it. Guys, discussion is fine. I myself, like I said, I try to look at it from the 50-yard line. Yeah. I don't really look at it a positive, or negative. I think there's positives and negatives. Listen, I built the PC sarcastically, but guess what? If they want to allow me to play it, then I'll play it on PC occasionally, but I'm going to play it on Anaconda more often than not. That's me. That's not you. Yeah. That's me. But realistically speaking, I agree kind of what Xbox said on Crossfire, that if Xbox is truly pushing this idea, and that's the direction they want to go, if PC is truly Xbox and Xbox is truly PC, then my friends, I ask you all this, whether you agree with what this show is about or not.
Lend me your ears.
Would you not agree that the paywall and the Xbox Live Gold has to go away?
Yeah.
That's got to go. And then
Some
I guess
people
what?
think it will, but I don't think it is.
If Xbox Live Gold goes, then you got to be on board with it, because guess what? That's the real deal Hollywood right there. That's the deal. Because then it is Xbox's PC and PC is Xbox.
Yep. I agree 100%, man. 100%. I think.
So all you naysayers out there that are like, no, it's not fear-mongering at all. If it's fear-mongering, why am I out there buying one?
Yeah.
I'm going to be, I'm going to be on Xbox Anaconda day one.
Exactly. I mean, I will be too. I just hope they give us something really worthwhile playing on it. I'm really looking forward to 343's work there, Crap. I hope Infinite's fantastic. I just hope for the love of God that they don't do like the multiplayer with crossplay where you can't play, because I don't play ranked anyway. I'm not good enough for that stuff, but I don't want to play unranked against PC people, to be honest with you. So I just hope we don't. Do we have a wheel or anything, Sully?
We got a voicemail wheel of wonder from people from last week and this week. I put them all on the wheel. So we got
nice. This is gonna be a big ass wheel. Swing it.
Real quick, just a real quick before you maybe you already swung it, but who's it here? Brad Taffy in the chat. He says it's Brad. You gave me your Twitter handle's wrong. I just put it in. I can't find you on Twitter. Do me a favor, if you sent one or you didn't, send me another request on Twitter, and I'll hook you up immediately, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Goodang.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Let's do this.
There we go. It's going. It's almost done. Here we go. Oh, I think it's Enrico. It's Enrico. Enrico, congratulations.
Decent accent, at least, Crap. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It wasn't bad.
Hey, well, remember we used to do some other podcasts and people call him Mario? That used to annoy me.
It's Mario.
Yeah.
Said, this guy in the chat, real quick before we go, the pulpit, he says, Mooch, if you're going to play on Anaconda mainly, then why does it matter that it's also on PC? Before I get to the second part of your point, I never said it was a problem.
I don't care either.
Unless you're wanting to say you have something no one can play. I never said it was a problem.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
You feel like the Bizarro show? Are you guys listening upside down?
Yeah, like you guys.
Who's hanging upside down?
You don't understand. The show? Nobody here is saying that we don't think they should do streaming on mobile. I think that's a fine little thing. I don't think it's going to be the $2 billion gamer thing that they think it is. But I'm fine with it because I think that Sony's doing it too, right? Yeah. I think that Sony might even, dare I say, take Microsoft's lunch at doing it, right? Just like they did. Look, Microsoft used to announce sales, right? 360 sales.
Yes.
Sony came in this generation, just stomped them to the point where they couldn't do that anymore. Then Microsoft started announcing monthly active users. Towards the end of the generation, Sony started announcing monthly active users and PlayStation Plus subscriber users, and they're higher than Xbox Live. So I think that people don't understand is Sony strives themselves and prides themselves off of making Microsoft kind of look foolish. I know people want to act like they're all good friends and stuff. It's still a business and a competition to them, people. I'm telling you. And Sony has done a good job at beating Microsoft at every move. If you don't think Sony has a move to do better than Project xCloud, then you're not paying close enough attention. Shogun Blade says, as a consumer, it's better to state your concerns before the next gen launches. If you sit around and go with the flow, don't complain later. 100%. That's like when people don't vote and then they complain and complain and complain. It's like, did you vote? No. Well, you didn't do anything to fix the situation. So, kind of is what it is. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Stick around, like, share, all that kind of stuff. Please like the video. Get us over 150.
Yes,
we do
let's
our best
go.
to give you guys a fun show, whether you agree with us or not. Look, there's plenty of other people that you can go to that are going to agree. We're happy that you guys stick around. We're happy to talk about different stuff. We're taking a different perspective. Hopefully, even with our shows, but it's like we're going to have a couple new people on Xbox Nation this Wednesday.
Yes.
They're going to be probably disagreeing with a lot of the stuff we're saying. And that's fine. It's always
great.
good. Just like Crossfire, right? You have
That's
people that maybe disagree with things, but that's okay because there's a friendly way to go about it. And you guys, we're just having friendly debates and friendly discussions on gaming. And to me, that's super important to just kind of keep it friendly. But also, if you have any kind of issues, you kind of have those issues out there in the open. And that's what it's all about. Gaming to me is still fun. I'm an Xbox guy. I just want to see them do a little bit better and offer us some kind of content that I feel like we deserve, to be honest with you. So with that, man, I guess we'll be heading out. Sully, lead us out. Lead us out, my friend. Have a great weekend, you guys.
Game. I'll catch you guys on Xbox Live. See you guys later.
All right. Peace out.
MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, custom gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. Mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's mooch and crap, it's mooch and crap. MMC is back, MNC is back, it's back.